How to instantly improve your chocolate chip cookie dough? I'm going to be discussing that towards the end of the video. Hi, it's Hani from Haniela's here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, here's the official taste test. And I'd say these cookies got a pretty enthusiastic thumbs up. So without further ado, let's dive right in. I'm going to melt unsalted butter. I always use unsalted butter in my baking and cooking actually. If you are using salted butter, just omit the salt in the recipe. We're going to be using all-purpose flour, baking soda, and baking powder, and salt. And I'm going to add additional egg yolk. This is going to make the cookies slightly chewier, a bit tender, and also it adds richness and flavor to your dough. I like to whisk it before adding to the batter because it's easier to blend that together. So now we're gonna add brown sugar and granulated sugar. I'm using more brown sugar than granulated sugar. Brown sugar is going to add moisture and also that lovely caramel flavor, and it also helps retain moisture in the dough. And granulated sugar is going to add those nice crispy edges. So now we're going to blend eggs with sugar and butter. You wanna blend it on medium-high speed for about 3-4 minutes. Now we're going to add some vanilla extract. And then when you're adding flour, make sure that you turn down the mixer speed. You don't want to use a high speed for this, and add it gradually. Don't overbeat the dough because that can lead to tough cookies. And mix it just until all the flour is absorbed and you don't see any additional streaks. Actually, you can add the chocolate chips while you can see some streaks in there. Now, when it comes to chocolate, I like to use dark chocolate for chocolate chip cookies, but I know somebody might prefer milk chocolate, or you can do combination of milk and dark chocolate. And if possible, I also like to use discs. I just love the way they look, and also they're so thin, and when you are biting into the cookie, it has a really nice crunch to it. Oh, I love it so much. But if you don't have these discs, you can use chocolate chips or even chocolate chunks. Or you could chop up a bar of chocolate and use that instead. Now here comes the thing. I like to rest this dough, but if you don't have time to let it rest for an extended period of time, just let it rest in the fridge for about 15-20 minutes before baking. But you can let it rest in the fridge for up to 24 hours, no problem. I'm going to fix my little spatula. I don't know how this happened. So while it's chilling, we can preheat the oven and also line the baking sheet with parchment paper. You can also freeze the dough. When you use your cookie scoop, you can freeze these mounds of dough and then freeze individual pieces in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to bake these until they're golden brown around the edges. Oh, these are so good. So good. They also freeze well. And if you'd like to improve your cookie dough, let's say you want to make it chewier, there are several things that you can do to help you achieve that. So first, we can talk about flour. You can use combination of bread flour and all-purpose flour. Bread flour is high protein flour, so it's going to introduce more gluten. But with that, it's going to make your cookies chewier. Just make sure that you don't overmix it. I like to use extra egg yolk for richness and tenderness, and that also contributes with chewiness. Brown sugar adds moisture and chewiness and also delicious caramel flavor. But I also like to use white granulated sugar because it adds crispiness. Now this is brown butter. Now if you want to really go out, you can make some brown butter. Or if you want to prolong the life of your cookies, you can use invert sugar syrup. I have a recipe on my blog. You can just add that to your butter. You don't need a whole lot. And also cornstarch. This is a secret ingredient. Many people use this. You can use a little bit of cornstarch. It helps absorb and locks the moisture in the cookie, and it makes them stay softer for longer. If you'd like a full recipe, you can visit my blog, hanielas.com. I've got a full recipe on there. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Now, you can also make super large cookies with this dough. I used a half cup. What I did, I flattened the dough. And then to make these extra chewy, I baked the cookies at lower temperature until the edges were really nicely brown, but center was still slightly soft. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.